Thanks for everyone to be here, being here. At this time, we're here, of course, to honor Private Leigha Schrank, who enlisted in the U.S. Army. So before we begin, would everyone please rise for the entrance of the colors and the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order, arms. Right, face. Forward, march.
Thank you, everyone. Please take a seat. Said earlier, a while ago, we're here to honor Private Schrank as she has enlisted in the U.S. Army. Thank you for those in attendance, to the JRTC cadets, to the administration, to the counselors, to family and friends that are here to honor her, to her parents, and of course to the U.S. Army recruiters. Thank you for being here and working so hard, not just for Leigha, but also the rest of the students that enlist here at Weslaco High School. So I'm Colonel Eloy Cuevas, the Senior Army Instructor. Here, I'll be your MC for the next couple of minutes, accompanied by Sergeant First Class Freddie Valdez, who is also the Army instructor here. So thanks everyone once again. So a little bit about our honoree. So first met her in October of this year. She had transferred from Florida, where of course she lived in Florida, moved here. I believe it's because I believe her stepmother is from Weslaco, and so had a big influence on coming here. She comes from a military family, all right? So she's not the first generation soldier. Her father actually served in the U.S. Army counterintelligence for 12 years. He's a veteran of Desert Storm and also, I believe, Grenada. So you can see she has a lot of influence. Her stepmother also served in the U.S. Air Force. Of course, they live here locally, so thank you, ma'am, sir, for your service and being a positive influence on Leigha. Now, she, of course, she took her time. Okay, what branch do I want to serve, and what area do I want to serve? So, obviously, working with the recruiters, she chose to be in the U.S. Army. And just a quick background on her. She joined JRTC again in October. She was part of the archery team, the marksmanship team, and the land navigation team. Okay, she has the archery cord as well as the land navigation cord. She competed against 12 other schools in land navigation this past year at La Copa. Now, in less than 2 months, she'll be going to basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, followed by training probably at Fort Moore, airborne training, learn how to jump out of airplanes. And then she scored very high in her language score, her defense language test. High enough to possibly go for 1 year to Monterey, California, to Defense Language Institute, depending on the needs of the Army as far as what branch or what language they need her to train in. I'm sure that'll be worked out between now and the time she's in basic training, or possibly AIT. So I talked about airborne. Another training that she may go to is SEER school, survival evasion. Okay, survival and evasion, resistance. Pretty tough courses there, because ultimately she's going to be a psychological operations specialist, probably stationed at Fort Liberty, was Fort Bragg, the home of the airborne, and she'll be one of them too, an airborne paratrooper, which is a pretty coveted badge. So, but also she's part of the JCLC team, the JRTC Cadet Leadership Challenge team that went about 2 weeks ago to Camp Zephyr. Some of you guys also accompanied her out there, and she got a little bit about what she's going to experience at basic training in terms of drill and ceremony, in terms of land navigation, in terms of also physical training, just a little bit. Soon enough, she'll be probably yelled at by some drill sergeants. And talking about that, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Wayne from the American Legion for being here. We appreciate the support of the veterans here in the area. But thank you for being here, Wayne. Now, a couple of months ago, she attended basic training. She attended MEPS. She went to MEPS, the Military Enlistment Processing Station in San Antonio. There she took the oath of enlistment. Not just any other oath, not just any letter of intent, not just some signing that is done here in this room for other groups. She signed and she swore allegiance and, of course, an oath to the United States government. And today what we're going to do is recite it. She will recite it for the benefit of everyone here, her family, because only she was there at MEPS on that particular day, probably with 20 other enlistees in front of some Army captain or some other officer reciting the oath of enlistment. So with that, Private Schrank, post. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations. And I failed to say this, but a year from now, she could be in Syria. She could be on the Russian border. She could be on a DMZ. Okay? The kids that sign up for the intent, they'll be off in school. She'll be possibly in harm's way. So with that, Counselor?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Leigha came at the beginning of the school year, and as a counselor, I said, "What? You're a senior. This is your senior year. Why would you come this late?" And I was like, "Okay, no worries. We're going to figure this out." Looked at her transcript, looked at her grades. She had good grades. She looked pretty good on paper. But I tell you what, when she came here, she's done much better on paper than when you were in Florida. I have to say that. She did come in. She worked hard. I don't know a lot about her because she's been here less than a year. But I can say that she's very determined. She's very persistent. She comes to my office whenever she has a question. She needs something. She wants help with anything. She is here and she's asking me. And I'm, okay, I don't know the answer, but let's go figure it out. She's always in my office, which is a good thing. I don't have a problem with that. I like kids to come see me about, especially if they have questions. Very determined young lady. I am certain that you are going to do the United States Army justice. Congratulations. Who wants to go first? Dad?
I'm Leah's dad. I wasn't too excited about her going in at first. I actually tried to talk her out of it because she wanted to do some of the things I did. But she proved herself over and over this year, over the years, as even more. She's been through some heartaches and stuff and some bad times, and over the last couple of years, she overcomes them. She looks at it in a positive way and looks at a positive outcome. I'm very proud of her, and I'm glad she's going in.
Hi, I'm Alexis. I've known Leah since she was, I don't know, maybe 12, I think, from softball. And, I mean, she always came up to me, so I've always been comfortable with her. We did discuss about her joining. So that was one thing. I wanted her to be active duty, not reserve or go to college, because there's a lot of backgrounds to that and pros and cons. We all do. But it was also a debate, Air Force, because I was security forces, and Army. So we went back and forth, but in the end, it's always her decision. So I'm proud of her. She's always been good. She's just Leah. I don't know what else to say, but I'm proud of you, really proud of you.
I want to start off by thanking everyone for coming here. I've been here less than a year, and yet I've made amazing friends and and I have great family and friends that are here. And I appreciate all of you coming and supporting me. You did great singing the other day, and great for the color guard. Okay. Thank you all for being here.
Hey guys, good afternoon. Again, thank you Weslaco High School for giving us opportunity to talk on behalf of Leigha. It's always an honor here. The ROTC program here is always phenomenal. Colonel Cuevas, Sergeant Valdez, thank you guys for always letting us in. So when I first met Leigha, she was not originally my recruit. She was talking to Sergeant Castro, and then one of her friends enlisted, and then she's like, hey, you know, talk to Pedroza, maybe, you know, we could work something out, because Dad was, like he said, like, oh, I want her to go a different route. Okay, well, let me see what I could do to talk to her. She came in, she talked like, hey, this is what I want. It's like, okay, you scored really high on the test, you did phenomenal, but for this kind of job, you need to get this certain score, the language test. So she took it, and she comes in bragging, is like, I scored higher than my dad. It's like, that's great, you know. She's always one to, hey, what do I need? I'm gonna go this high. Even with her ASVAB score, so when it's like, I was like, wow, 70 something, like, that's amazing. You don't see it here often in the Valley. Again, you're not from here, but you know, your score was way up there. Every time I need her for something, here it is, and here's a little bit more. You know, she did the military training, the mandatory training. Is like, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do a little bit more. So just keep that momentum going, Schrank. You're gonna do great things. Keep up that leadership. That shyness is gonna go away in basic training. Don't worry about it. They're gonna beat it out of you while you're in basic training. You'll be fine. Your dad could tell you all about it. SEER school, if it wasn't gone then, in SEER school, it's definitely gonna go away. Your shyness. You're gonna come out stronger, more confident, and you can do great things. When you're walking around these hallways, you know, stand up straight, strong, confident. You are 1% of America's population, like your parents that are serving the United States Army, the country. So congratulations. I'm super proud of you and can't wait to see what you do in the future. Congratulations.
So she's requested that her bestie, Marisa Rios, also another enlistee, come and speak on behalf of GRTC.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We met in October, and I remember seeing her, and I was like, she's the new kid, interesting. And I didn't even talk to her at first, but then she went into JROTC, and I was forced to talk to her, but I got to know her more, and we became besties. You know, I'm proud of you. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see what you do in there, and let's hope we stay together.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, this pretty much concludes the formal part of this event. Afterward, of course, we're going to be taking pictures. Obviously, the classmates, GRTC students, please take pictures, create the memories. Oh, yes. You have to sign first. Okay, so, great. I'm glad you signed up. And with that, of course, that will conclude the formal part of the ceremony. Please, everyone, come up and take some pictures with her and take pictures together. And with that, thank you for coming.